Ice gray spray foam vertical walls and a color combination that pops. This 28x40 tubular metal building will show you how function can look this good. Stick around, because we're going to tell you how we built it and how much it costs. Welcome back, Pack. This is Abiel from WolfSteel Buildings, and we're out here in Wichita Falls. Wichita?
Yeah.
Wichita Falls?
Wichita Falls.
Wichita Falls. Okay, great. We're out here in the north. It's a little bit more chillier. We're in October. Fort Worth's a lot warmer than this.
Yeah.
But we get a lot of winds here, so you can feel the breeze, but it feels really good. Ed, you ready for this beautiful 28x40 tubular build?
Yes, it was about a 2-hour drive, so it wasn't too bad. But man, driving up here, you're like, man, this is a great color. The sky is beautiful, so
Oh, you like this type of sky?
This is my favorite type of weather for sure.
Really, man, my weather is definitely really hot. Blue skies, maybe some clouds.
Really?
However, I'm still having a great time, and this is about to be a great time because we're gonna be going through this build of what we built here, and on top of that, we're gonna be talking a lot of pricing. So definitely marketing is gonna help us out because they're gonna be showing the pricing of this build as we go through. But this tour, I'm gonna take a unique approach, and this is where I'm gonna explain different cost-saving options that could have been done where, you know, hey, you could save in certain ways. And that's just to show you guys how a 28x40 or like a 30x40 can end up at a price like this or at a price like this. So it's just depending on all the little features. They're not all apples to apples. There's definitely a lot of different things you can do that can save or just rack up on the price or really make it stand out. So it just depends your goals. Just don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to like and share, or like and follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
The whole thing.
That whole thing, all right? All right, let's get this one going. Alrighty, guys, so let's start with the concrete foundation. So definitely the foundation is where everything is sitting on top. So that is really, really important. And so there's a couple things that I noticed here as I got here that I want to talk about. A couple things is going to be definitely the type of soil we have here in this area. Just walking around, you can see the type of soil that's in here. And then obviously the work that we did, definitely you can see the pricing that's going to be shared by our marketing team. So overall here we have a 28x40 foundation. So it's just a little bit under 1,200 square feet of a shop. However, the enclosed section is going to be a 28 by 30. Yeah. And then we have a extension for its gable extension, which we're going to talk about the building shortly. Couple of things. The type of soil we have here is definitely, you can see a lot of clay soil, and the B-roll is going to show how there's little craters. If you see little craters around, you definitely have a lot of clay soils here. This is a foundation for a shop, okay? So we definitely, one of the things we try to definitely do for shops is we always do cross internal beams. And that is definitely because with clay soils, you're gonna have technically a lot of movement, okay? And so that's because clay soil is more of a black gumbo, tends to swell and expand and contract basically with water. So that makes a lot of movement on your foundation. So what's also extremely important is that we go deep into the ground, okay, past undisturbed soil. That way we're touching a little bit more of a deeper footing. So that's extremely important. That's why I don't really see any cracks on the foundation. There is, I think, one minor crack, but yeah, again, that's pretty standard, pretty normal. Just we're trying to minimize it as much as possible for a garage shop foundation. Now, you keep in mind, if you're doing a residential build or a commercial build with us, we're definitely going to require more of a soil test. We're going to require soil test. Typically, if you're in this type of ground, they'll want piers, but that definitely adds a lot to the price. If you're just doing a shop and it's not of utmost, you want like a foundation for like a home or a residential, and this is still a good foundation. Alrighty, guys, now let's talk about the building. Okay, so overall, what we have here is a 28 by 40, 12 foot to the eave.
Yes.
Okay. So overall, this is around a little bit less than 1,200 square feet. I believe I'm in the 1,100 and something, 1,120 something. But we have this divided into sections that you're seeing here. So what we have here is a 28 by 30, which is the enclosed section, which is around 840 square feet of enclosed area. And then we got a 28 wide by 10 foot, which is the open section, which is a nice like utilities type of structure building where we got an extension of a carport combined with enclosed.
I see.
This is actually pretty common lately for metal buildings. Again, this is like an area where like if it starts raining, you're gonna have like you know, some protection, and you can hang out here, you can grill out here. If he made it a little bit longer, he could park more things in here.
I see.
But here you can tell he just wanted it more to kind of hang out and have a nice view over their home.
I see.
There definitely is a purpose to this, which I haven't asked our client specifically. But I did have a couple conversations. I had a great conversation with him about the inside, what he's using it for. So stick around because the inside is really, really good. But in here, one of the things that I like about what he did was that we usually have basically a column here because this is 10 foot. We have 5 foot spacings for all our tubular builds under 30 wide. You can see that right there, we would have had a column here. So what he did here is we created a header, removed it, and now it's fully open.
Wow.
And I love that because he also trimmed it, and then we also put a panel here to cut it out. And I know the B-roll will show that, so we're not walking around here. But overall, this makes this look really, really good, and it stands out where now, you know, it's just completely open. It's not obstructing.
Yes, and then I did want to mention, you also get a little bit better breeze as well.
Oh, yeah.
I can feel the breeze from here. You're just coming in, just full on blast, yeah.
Yeah, so that is the beauty of Wichita, that we get some breeze. But even if he had the column, he would still have breeze.
Yeah, he would still get a breeze. Yeah, I see.
But overall, it's just the positioning of how he has it makes sense from a airflow. And one of the things also is he did mention since he's got a door on this side and then he's got a door on the other side,
I see.
he opens them both and then the breeze just flows through.
Wow.
Which creates what you're talking about
airflow
inside. Yeah.
Wow.
Overall, let's talk about the colors now.
Yes.
So what we have here is gray, pewter gray for the walls, which is our lighter gray. We do have a darker gray, which is a little bit more on the Quaker gray.
This is a 29 gauge.
29 gauge, okay.
Yes.
But keep in mind, what our client did for spray foam, this is...
Yeah, bullet. Go ahead, Nock.
This is solid.
It's real.
And there's a reason why, because it's got like great spray foam, and we're gonna talk about that when we get in the inside. Then we got the burgundy. Burgundy for the trims.
Yeah, the color roof is burgundy as well. There
burgundy.
You go. Yeah. So it matches the client's kind of home. He has a little bit of red brick, orange. So it kind of matches the vibe of the home for sure.
The vibe of the home, yes. He's got like brick red, and then his doors are red. But we also have burgundy for our gutters. Definitely the colors will not match specifically, and especially because they're made out of just a different paint system. They're different materials. So this is the closest we can get, but it actually matches really good with their home. So overall, our client was really, really happy with that. He has an 8x8 overhead door on the front. And then he's got definitely a steel door, 2 double pane windows, which we're gonna talk about more about. And then he's got a 10x10 door on the side. And there's a reason why he has this way. When you go in the inside, we're going to see the equipment he has in there.
Ah, so it was well planned out, basically. He wanted to make sure that the equipment would come in through here, and so very well planned out.
Yeah, so I'm imagining he might have not wanted to be entering through the front. He just wanted an entrance from the side. That's why we have a nice approach here, where we also compacted some extra dirt around to be able to access the building from the side. Accessibility.
Very key.
Yeah, this is a 10x10, and so that's why he needed, because you can tell from the foundation how it starts over there.
Yeah, it starts to drop.
And how it drops and drops and drops. And then where we ended about 12 inches, maybe 18 inches, I believe, from my level. But you can see how that drops. So definitely the approach also definitely needed.
Yeah.
So sometimes we say, hey, an approach is gonna be just flat work, 4 inches, 5 inches. that don't look like just 4-inch
Yeah.
slab.
No, yeah.
So we definitely had to do basically a footer and compact and reinforce the approach.
The approach, wow. And then what I also wanted to point out real quick, the client did run some electrical. So as you can see, what is that? Yeah, that's electrical, right? Right?
Yeah,
I believe so.
yeah. So he definitely ran his electrical. I'm pretty sure the box is going to be in the inside, the breaker box. But you can see here, he just ran his electrical up here. A lot of times clients ask, hey, well, do I need to run it through the inside or through the outside? I think it's easier to manage to just go through the outside. They did extremely good job. Like it's straight up and they sealed it, caulked it really well. And so I think that's good. Now, if plumbing, then I would recommend through the inside. Okay. And so we don't offer plumbing at this point. But if you do have a plumber, we work hand in hand with plumbers. You can even share their contact and we work with them as long as we're doing the concrete work. So we work with them. We're like, hey, okay, it's your turn to come in. We've already prepped the ground, everything. Just come in and do your plumbing before we start doing the rebar. But that one do recommend through the inside. And that has to be very well planned to make sure that you're not landing on a column. You're not landing somewhere. So there's got to be a lot of great communication in order to make that happen.
I see.
Ready to talk about savings, or do you have something about the structure before we go?
No, yeah, I'm ready to talk about savings. I know that's something clients want to, looking into if they want to save some money. So talk to us, Abdul. How could still save money on the top of a build like this?
Yeah, so here, one thing to keep in mind is the shop here, our client has almost all the upgrades already. Okay, so let's start with the one that we can talk about right now. You can see right now we have the vertical walls.
Yes.
Okay. So the vertical walls is panels running from top to bottom. The walls, our client has top to bottom panels running up and down. That is the upgraded version from the horizontal. So horizontal has the panels running from the side to side. Horizontal is the standard option. Vertical is an upgrade. Vertical, I think you might have to, it's probably like 30 to 40% more than horizontal walls on just the wall selection option. The horizontals, one of the things that I don't like a lot about it is that when you have the ribs going this way, they tend to hold debris. So a little bit more maintenance to like maybe pressure wash it, give it a little cleanup every time. But vertical, it's just yeah. And then also we got horizontal frame additional that reinforces the structure, but it's also needed in order to install panels that are only 3 foot wide when we have 5 foot columns.
I see.
So you can't, we gotta have the vertical. So one thing that I wanted to mention as a feature that this build has that is really pretty and that we don't see it quite often. However, it makes a really big difference, and also it could also be a cost-saving option. Yeah. But I think it stands out, and I didn't talk about it, and I wanted to talk about it. So what we have here in the front is a gable end. We call it a gable end, okay? A gable end is just basically, it's like a triangle that you see that has been framed out with sheet metal, nice lined up screws. And so it's been, it creates like a nice
aesthetic look for the building.
Yeah, and so that's just an additional feature.
Yeah.
Okay, or else it wouldn't have that. But it also helps with like giving you a little bit more shade, especially how the sun probably rises from this side, and it gives you more shade even sooner as it's rising. And also even from rain, because you can see the wind is blowing this way.
Yeah.
So as it's going, it's also giving a little bit more blockage.
And basically another in the famous words of Advil, it doesn't rain like this, it rains like this.
Here in Texas, it doesn't rain like this, it rains like this. Like this. It's crazy. Now, as a cost-saving option, if the client wouldn't have chose that, and maybe if we have a picture of how it would look without it, but that would be a cost-saving option for this project. Again, this is an additional feature, which I think makes the building it gets a nice little edge. So
lots of accessories for sure.
A lot of accessories. So another way to save money here is that client did get a carriage door. This is insulated R10. So it's on the higher end, okay? So this is the R10 insulated. We do have an R6 insulated.
Yes.
And then we also have non-insulated, okay? Just not insulated would have been for this type of door.
I see.
Okay, I know there's quite a bit of savings there. Keep in mind that if you insulate your building and you don't insulate your accessories, those are still your weak points where it doesn't help with your insulation fully. So our client getting all the insulated options makes a lot of sense, especially since he did invest, you know, for the insulation he did in the inside, which we're going to talk about. Okay. Another option is he could have done roll-up doors.
Yeah.
Okay. But roll-up doors are made out of definitely steel, and so those really are conductors of heat or cold, whatever it is. But so roll-up doors would also have saved them money.
Gotcha. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And then they're not insulated though. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're non-insulated, and I mean, here I think he would have still been good with the roll-up door, because one of the things that I don't like about roll-up doors is when you have sun shining directly. But since he has this gable extension,
Yeah.
the sun doesn't really shine directly unless it's just in the morning when it's hot, boom, and then it stops. But it's still, there's a lot of corrugation. They're not as sealed as great as a overhead door.
I see. And
Okay.
then talking about the window as well, these are double pane windows.
That's correct. So what we have here is a double pane window. Okay, so double pane windows, I would encourage you to watch a video where we explain the difference between a single pane and a double pane windows. In the tubular building industry, in general, the single pane window is the most common window sold. Okay, basically single pane means the frame is just, well, there's only one pane of window, so it's not insulated. What makes a window insulated is when you have air or like argon gas trapped in between two panes. That's what makes a double pane window.
I see.
Another advantage of a double pane window is that the frame is a little bit more rugged or more like sturdier,
It's sturdy. Yeah.
but it kicks it out. So you can see here that it aligns with the
with the
window frame.
I see.
Okay.
Yep.
So the water is just kind of like going like this and going, and any water that falls in behind this will that's what we have a weep holes here on the double pane, which stuff that the single pane doesn't have. But if you want more details, check out that video because we actually experiment.
Yeah.
And it's a really good video. Check it out. We only offer double pane windows, and the price is going to be double the price than a single pane window.
I see.
Okay. And one thing I'm gonna mention also because of the steel door as well.
Yes.
This is the steel door. Okay. So it's got the steel, you know, outside skin, and then the inside is insulated. Do keep in mind that you could also get a mobile home door. We still offer those doors. The steel door, what I love about it, definitely is a heavier door or more sturdier door. So it's a little bit more harder to break in. The mobile home door is not. It's more like compacted, like foam with a vinyl skin.
Yeah.
So I know that I could punch it.
And you can break through it basically.
Break through a mobile home door. This one is a little bit harder to break through. We don't offer mobile home doors when we do spray foam. Okay, and the reason is because the steel door has its own frame around. The frame around it is not necessarily needed for the door.
I see.
It's only done to be able to stabilize the door and frame around it. A mobile home door, the frame is very thin and it's like aluminum, and so it will we need the frame to create a frame for the door. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's why the base rail is on the ground as well. And so the base rail can become a tripping hazard where it's 2.5 inches on top, and then we sit
right on top
of it. So right now then we'd be having a little bit more. And there's a reason why the base rail has to be there, is because it's part of the frame. So this is like a pre-hung door, and so it's a lot more sturdier. And so the savings could be, I think the mobile home doors are around like $300. Marketing help us out. This is around like $1,200 to $1,300. So it's like a third, 33%. So you could save there. But then again, I'm not sure, not for if you spray foam with us, we won't do it.
I see.
If you are not spray foaming with us, we'll do it. But the problems we've had is that when you spray foam, especially 2-inch spray foam that you're going to see in the inside, there's a lot of pressure because spray foam just expands, okay, and it gets hard. And it's moved the frame around.
And you could
put a little pressure on it, and that just allows where you can't close the door and open the door. So we've had to fix that.
Wow.
Before.
We've
gone through it. So that's why we have our policies in place. As things happen, okay, well, this is what we're going to do.
I see.
Because we did have to go back take off the door, put a steel door, and then spray foam again.
Wow. So basically, in other words, it got more expensive doing that.
So that is a great point that you're talking about. So one of the things, especially if you're going to spray foam a building,
Yes.
spray foam a building is applying something that will bond to it. Okay.
Yes.
So say you got, just like what I said, our client got mobile home. This time we covered it. We covered it in that scenario. We covered it because we installed it and we realized, hey, like, you know, this is in beginning stages. Now it's like, no, then we don't do mobile home doors. And so, but in order to do that, we had to take out the panels all the way around with spray foam. So now, and then we had to put new panels, and then we have to respray. So the cost is way more than if you didn't have spray foam.
I see.
So it's very important that you select the options with long-term thinking, especially if you're going to spray foam, because it's going to cost more. So those are my cost-saving options, definitely.
Yes.
Less door, more of a non-insulated. And you could also wait for gutters and downspouts.
Yeah.
Something I didn't mention, but you could also wait for that. And especially just as long as one of the things I do recommend is definitely get landscaping.
I see.
Landscaping is going to be really, really important because of erosion. Okay. So if you get landscaping done, then, you know, at the end of the day, then gutters and downspouts might help, but you could do more of a landscaping too. That's just an option.
I see.
If you do both, great, because downspouts, you control where the water is going and you're not having a lot of water around your foundation to protect it. So that's why gutters and downspouts are really important too. But then again, as much as we want to have all the money we want to pick our wants, but make sure we also select the needs. A new project can be tedious. Finding the correct contractor for your concrete, building, insulation, etc. It's a lot. We know. We've seen it from various customers, which is why we've combined everything in one place just for you. We handle everything for you to make sure you have your building your way. We do tubular and red iron metal buildings, bolt-ups to weld-ups, concrete, site preparation, demolition work, polished concrete, polyura, or concrete coatings, permitting assistance to make sure you are clear with the city and HOA, various insulation options like spray foam, fiberglass, and solar reflective insulation. Gutter system, custom accessories to stand out against your neighbor, custom overhead and roll-up doors, cedar posts or encasements, various service door options or windows to match your aesthetics, mezzanines or balconies available, 4 bolt-ups to give you that additional vertical space. Electrical is in the beta and available close to our office here in Fort Worth, Texas. Limited landscaping options and masonry to match your home or get that HOA approval. Everything you need in one place. Whether you're a business owner needing warehouse space or a car enthusiast needing a garage or just anyone looking for a strong custom metal building, we've got you covered. Our clients choose not because we're the cheapest, but because of what we stand for. Keep in mind, we do not service outside of our service areas. We do not provide just materials or just metal building kits. We don't just do concrete or spray foam. We do full turnkey Texas metal building projects. If you fall within our service area, contact us today. If not, I hope our channel can help you with your metal building project. Check this out.
Wow. Man, it's nice in here.
You can tell like the temperature here is just completely different from the outside.
Yes.
So definitely when you spray foam, it's not necessarily going to be cooler or warmer. It's just going to be like a temperature that's here and it's going to stay stable.
Gotcha.
So every time a client spray foams, I always tell our client, this is like a Yeti box. Okay.
Yeah.
It basically is a Yeti box.
Yeah.
Yeti is not going to be cold or hot. If you put ice in it, it's going to stay cold or that temperature for a long time.
Yeah.
That's exactly it here. So our client did 2-inch spray foam all the way around the roof and walls, and that's R14. Okay, so that is definitely a strong. So if he did 29 gauge panels with 2-inch spray foam, this is really, really solid. That's one of the beauties that I do love about spray foam is that they do bond together and it just reinforces those panels, especially if we get hail. It's definitely, you know, really solid. One way that I can tell that it is 2-inch spray foam, obviously we could poke it and do the measuring.
Yeah.
But I can tell when the ribs are not as visible.
I see.
So if the ribs are not as visible, that is telling me that the 2-inch spray foam has been applied
Gotcha.
When you have 1 inch spray foam, you'll see still the line of ribs, which actually looks really good.
Yeah.
But here we have 2 inch spray foam, really solid.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, client did do ice gray.
Yeah.
So ice gray is the color that you see here, which is a paint over
The spray foam.
the spray foam.
Gotcha.
And that's the ice gray color on top of it.
I see.
Highly makes a huge difference here. And you can see here, this is the steel backing for the overhead doors. Again, this is an insulated door. So this is the R10 with the steel backing. I actually really like it. I think I like it more than the vinyl. I know obviously it's more price and stuff like that, but the vinyl, you can kind of see some little oil canning, or not oil canning, but just kind of
Burping, I guess.
yeah. But this one will just, in my opinion, will last just a longer time. Definitely our notch details, which is already standard for all our projects. Notch details. I don't think.
Why is that, Abel? For some for clients, maybe they're watching first time. Why is the notch detail so important? You know.
I know if you've been watching our channel, I always talk about it, but they always say, hey, if you're doing a video, always do a video like if someone has never seen videos before. So that's why I do mention these things a lot. So the sheet metal is sitting at about 1.5 inches at the bottom part. Okay, so at the 1.5 inch bottom, any water that's coming from the sheet metal out, the water is just going out and will never come in. And then around your doors, this is extremely important. We also plan for that depending the size of the frame that we're using. If we're using like red iron structures that we do red iron buildings, you know, we'll do a little bit more of a more internal, different size notching. But here for this framing, again, what we have here is we do a little cutout. The door sits at the bottom. No water comes in. I don't think I remember the last time we had water seeping. I don't think it's been an issue that we actually run in such a long time, you know, especially with the system and the process we have. What I have seen not more common, but it's pretty standard is that can happen is leaking on like a broken screw or something. Being very transparent, this is just normal for any metal building, but it's actually an easy fix. Do keep in mind there's hundreds of screws going in through it.
Yeah.
One single screw where the rubber seal breaks or just broke a little bit more off, that's a point where water can come in. The good news and the great news is that it's just a call away. Let us know.
Yeah.
And we come back and it's like, okay, well, here's where it's leaking, boom. And that's where we just replace the screw, put a new one. And then at the same time, if needed, we'll silicone it. But it's just that's just a metal building.
Metal building, right? Yeah, I did have another question, Abel. So the client did ask that in the beginning when it was for his the door openers, he was thinking it was gonna be right in the middle, but not for these, right? Not for these at all.
Yeah, so all our overhead doors, we have the openers mounted on the side. Okay, we don't do the residential mount on the top. Okay, all our overhead doors are mounted on the side. Our client said, hey, I thought I was gonna have mounted like a residential home where you have a ceiling, and typically that's where you mount the top ones that you see at the ceiling. No, we have a side mount openers. I do believe they are a little bit more than the ones that are. Yeah, since we don't do those, I haven't seen the differences in price. And so that's why when he ran his electrical,
Yeah.
he had the outlet up there to be able to connect it.
Oh, I see that.
And so we came and installed the doors, and it's like, oh, I actually need my opener on the side, or my outlet on the side. So that's why he ran the electrical to get the outlet out there.
Gotcha.
And do keep in mind with the door openers, he also has Wi-Fi capacity. Because you know when we got
Yeah.
the door started open, like, hey, what's going on? The client trying to
Turn it on from his phone, basically.
yeah.
Wow. And then another thing I did want to point out, Abdul, my bad, I sorry to cut you on there, but clients are also asking if they could, how they can screw onto their walls, basically.
Yeah.
And the client did that here, right?
Let me talk about that after I speak about the doors. Okay. We're just talking about doors, but I will talk about that.
Yes.
So talking about this door as well, one of the things here is that he has a high track.
I see.
Okay. So he could have gone like right here, but he upgraded the door where he's got it up on a high track option. Okay.
Gotcha.
And I know we're going to talk about some cost saving options of what here in the inside. So stick around for that. But hey, you mentioned a great question. I know a lot of clients have been asking this.
Yes.
It's like, how can I mount to my building and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Do keep in mind on your walls, it's actually okay because the walls are not holding the roof. Okay, anything you mount on the roof is really important that you stay within the load that your building can withstand.
I see.
Talk to your salesperson about that because we can always reinforce depending what you're trying to accomplish. But on the walls, here our client said, hey, it was so easy. All I did was just get really long screws enough to penetrate the spray foam over, because he didn't like chip off anything of the spray foam or anything. It's just like just run over, just long enough screws that screw into metal. Yeah, and it's pretty solid, man.
Pretty sturdy. Yep.
Yeah. So it's just an easy install. You don't have to be cleaning off of the spray foam. Okay. I wanted to talk about the electricity. He does have 4 for this size of square foot, which is 840 square feet of the internal space.
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
He does have the 4 UFO lights.
And they look amazing, man.
They look amazing, man.
Plus that neon sign back there, man.
Check this out.
Looks even better.
Thanks to our client for allowing us to be here and record.
Yeah.
We brought him. He chose a neon sign as a gift. So I know we have other gifts too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we have flags as well, man.
Flags as well.
Yeah,
'Cause
the
I know
flags
we've seen some clients hang flags and stuff.
Yes.
Perfect. Man, I didn't mention that there's his breaker box. So the outside looks really clean. The inside looks really clean. So
Very seamless, yeah.
perfect.
And then another thing I wanted to talk about is the client was also thinking of going maybe with the, grind and seal. Why would you want to do that for a building like this or for a shop like this?
Definitely a lot of options. You can do, from grind and seal, stained concrete, polyurea, epoxy, which we've been doing a lot. I know we've shared on our channel, and also polished concrete.
Yes.
Polished concrete and polyurea are going to be on the higher end, especially depending. Again, I think it's more of a want, like to make it really like stand out and all that kind of stuff. But even just a simple shop, especially if you're going to be working in cars, where you got like equipment that can spill oils and leaks, definitely consider at least a grind and seal. And so we basically grind it down and with these large machines that suck in all the dust that as we're grinding them down, and then from there we just seal it. And when we seal it, that sealant actually protects like from oil spills, where you can easily clean it out, because you keep in mind that the concrete is a sponge.
Yes.
And it will absorb.
Gotcha.
There was one time when one of our equipment, our scissor lifts, was spilling oil.
Oh.
And it's like, dang. And then I'm out there just cleaning it out. This is way back in the days. So I'm out there cleaning it, and it didn't come out as easy. So just keep that in mind that, concrete is a sponge. And so any leaking, especially if you got your cars in there, that grind and feel is definitely something. And it's on the more cost effective side, but definitely does a great job. Plus with lighting, man, it stands out a lot. With lighting, it makes it really pop out.
Yeah.
I would do it.
You would do it. I'm more into the polyurea for me. I don't know. I just love the polyurea, but yes, I understand what you mean.
If I'm having people hanging out over and stuff like that, and you really to make it stand out, like, really make it a vibe and all that, definitely, going with polyurea, stain or polished concrete. I like the industrial look. That's why I think grind and seal. I love industrial look.
Now I see what you mean. Okay.
So grind and seal is still good. So I like it. So you want to get into the savings?
Yes. So Abdul, what would be the cost saving options if you were just substitute some stuff here? What would that be? Talk to us.
Perfect. Okay, so right now we have 2-inch spray foam with ice gray paint. Okay, so the ice gray is also extra amounts. So definitely staying with yellow would have saved this amount. Okay, and so you would just have more of a yellow feel.
I see.
Okay,
Gotcha.
typically when we spray foam, immediately the yellow is going to be like a little bit like a creamy light yellow. It looks great, but then it will start getting yellow, kind of like that type of yellow.
Oh, like a mustard yellow, basically.
Yeah. It will start getting that way. So that's just the nature kind of expecting, right? our client has 2-inch spray foam. This is like really good spray foam.
Yes.
He could have also gone with 1-inch spray foam if he's not going to be in here a lot. You can tell like he kind of hangs out here. So he's got this nice little tool set up where he kind of in his chair where he kind of works on his stuff.
Yeah.
So definitely 2-inch spray foam is the reason why he went with that. Okay. So he could have gone with 1-inch spray foam. How much would that have saved him?
Man, a lot of moolah you can still save from a building like this. You're still getting, a building very efficient.
Yeah, it's still, I mean, the cost saving options, again, I mentioned the cons on all of them.
Yes.
Of doing that, but then again, it all depends on you. And so that's one of the things that you keep in mind when you're looking around for a metal building is that you can get a 30x40 metal building in the low, I'm going to say with concrete.
Yes.
In the low, like say in the low 30 or like in the low 30s, or you can get a 30x40 metal building in the high hundreds.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big thing. That's a huge.
All on your accessories, it's all under your selections. There's so many customizations that a lot of times you won't know until you get it built.
Okay.
You won't know really what you're getting until you get it built. So it's really important to, I know a lot of people watch from other states. So it's just very important that you really maybe get more pictures, watch a lot of our videos to understand, okay, well, this feature, that feature, because I know we add in all the features that we think is going to be beneficial and that our client's not going to call us and say, I wish you would have done this, I wish you would have done that. Like, we don't like those calls, so therefore we add them in our quotes, and we'd rather have our client take it off. A lot of times if you're new and starting to shop around or something like that, if you don't know how to look at those line items specifically and compare, you won't know what you're missing out. Just kind of saying, yeah, because overall our build, I believe that our pricing is very, very similar to the industry, especially for our tubular builds. Since we fabricate in Weatherford, we fabricate our own tubular buildings. So for that reason, we're able to really provide a price that if it was just an apple to apple, we'd be right in the market. The thing that makes us different is all the accessories that we do, and we like to build more with the intention of understanding what are the client's needs.
I see.
So if the client had said, hey, I'm not gonna be in here, this is just to store my tractors and like keep some stuff out of the weather.
Yeah.
Then definitely we wouldn't have added all this stuff that you're seeing here. Probably be roll-up doors, probably be mobile home doors. All that could have definitely changed this whole structure.
Basically, in other words, again, that's the beauty of working with WolfSteel. We're able to tailor to what you want and what you need.
Yes,
so,
exactly it.
Wow.
Exactly it.
Well said.
That's the mindset that we have when it comes down to the sales process. Alrighty, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave a lot of value on just how to really customize your building to fit your needs specifically. Aside from that, Ed, do you have any questions, anything you want to say?
No, I guess that, the final price should be popping up here.
Oh, yeah.
And that final price for the cost saving option as well.
Oh.
So they can see both, compare and see what they, what fits their needs, basically.
Yeah, because I don't know what those numbers are, but if we applied everything I kind of mentioned, we could be talking quite a bit of money.
Yes.
So that's just the differences, okay? So aside from that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, big shout out to our whole team. I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces. Sometimes I'm very, very hard. I want to make, I want to be really, really hard, but the weather's hot, it's raining. Sometimes you're out here working for so long, and I understand them as well. I've been in their shoes, so I want to give a shout out to our team as well, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that make it happen, and I have a lot of respect for them. Also, shout out to David and Jane for our dream team who sold this project and helped our client. And so aside from that, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Let's go.
What's up, Pack? Remember to stay up to date with everything that we're up to by checking out our social media. You can find us at WolfSteel Buildings for behind the scenes action. We share our latest projects, update on what the team is working on, and all the exciting progress happening in real time. Don't miss out on the action, and remember to give us a follow.
Phenomenal work. As soon as we drove by, it's like, bam, this is my shop. Literally, that's what this is saying is this color combination. Number one, I don't think we've had it on our channel. Probably one of my favorite color combinations.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.